Hello and thank you for pressing play. Welcome to A Beer with Bear or Any Other Beverage. This is episode 88 with the Henhouse Stranglers. Recorded live in Riverside, California, right on the bustling streets in front of the Hideaway Bar. This was recorded just hours before they opened up for our previous guest, the Test Pilots. Joining me on the show all the way from Texas are Lane on vocals, Tristan on guitar, Skully on drums, and Sama on the upright bass. We had a fantastic conversation, and they delivered an incredible set. Be sure to follow them on all their socials. I'll provide links in the episode description. Also, don't miss a chance to catch them live when they come to your town. Beer with Bear is available where podcasts are heard: iTunes, Spotify, Libsyn, to name a few, YouTube, and SoundCloud.com. That's right, full episodes of our recent and upcoming shows will now be available on YouTube, along with audio previews, video clips, and more. Please support the show and the artists who come on by hitting like and subscribe, leave a positive rating, write a review, and tell your friends. While you're at it, don't forget to like us on Facebook at Beer with Bear Pod, Twitter at Beer with Bear, and Instagram at Beer with Bear Podcast. That's right, due to some technical issues, we are no longer using the Beer with Bear Pod handle. You want to follow us at Beer with Bear Podcast. There, along with our other social media, you'll find pictures, videos, updates for upcoming episodes, and it's also the best way to contact us. We'd love to hear from you. Theme music by Chris Helking, graphic design by Jeremy Fletcher Borsey, mixing and post-production by Ryan Miles. Thank you very much, and enjoy. I feel a little edge right now because for people listening right now, we're actually in front of the Hideaway in Riverside. It's very active right now. I got lost coming in here. I couldn't find parking.
Well, we got lost a little bit. Not so much lost because we were following GPS, but the roads are all closed around here because I guess they had a car show today. So.
Yeah, so it's classic cars, and also I think there's some kind of prom event. I see classic cars, and I see teenagers, and a lot of cameras, professional photographers.
I was not invited to prom this year.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks, man.
I wasn't invited to prom when I was supposed to go to prom.
I didn't go to prom.
I didn't either.
Maybe we can crash their party later.
You know what? I did get invited, though. I did get invited by a girl. I said no, though, so she wouldn't ask my friend after. I might have been the second or third person she asked. That's a true story. She tried to bribe me with booze, too.
Oh, yeah, man. That works.
Yeah, you know what? I almost took her up on it, but I didn't. I don't know. I didn't have a suit. I was, you're a teenager. I'm too psycho now. I'm not putting on that fucking penguin suit. I'm not hanging out with those. I'm like, I should have gone.
Hey, that spot that we were at last night, that dude was wearing a penguin suit. That lounge
Tiki
singer
bar?
At the Tiki Bar. We were at a Tiki Bar last night.
Hey,
there was a lounge singer. Yeah, he was in a full suit.
He was a ghost from the 40s, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, what tiki bar were you guys at?
Secret Island,
yes.
down in Long Beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't been to that one. I have a list. Like, if you people who listen to the show, I have a tiki list I'm going through. I don't drink, but they do make a lot of virgin drinks at those tiki places.
Yeah.
I would avoid, there's one I went to, Broken Compass in Burbank. Their tiki drinks, I feel like I'm repeating myself. They were charging full price for non-alcoholic tiki drinks. So I was a little pissed off, like $15 for like...
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like,
for juice.
Ooh.
Yeah, for juices.
Mostly ice.
Yeah, it was good. The food was good, but like I said, I've repeated myself again. Next time I was going to order Sprite. It bubbles, it looks good,
Yeah, it
Same
looks
thing.
good in the glass.
A little umbrella and a piece of fruit, and it's a tiki drink, right?
And then you mentioned too, you guys been to the Bamboo Club because we were talking about because I'm doing outdoors.
Right.
Last time I did one was at the Alex's Bar in Long Beach. You guys played there not too long ago with Deadbolt.
Oh yeah, Deadbolt and the Iguana Bats. That was a great show.
Okay, when I say the Iguana Bats, I don't know what to picture anymore because they've changed their lineup so many times now.
Pip and some people that said they were the Iguana Bats.
All right.
No, they were excellent. It was I've been into Psychobilly doing all this for 20 years now, since we did the first band that we did, and even before then. And that show, I have to say that it sounded like all of the albums I ever listened to that the Guanabats did.
Yeah.
Like the songs were just dead on. The musicians are doing a great job with, whoever he's got backing them up.
I want to say, is it still, I think it was put on one of those, well, I was going to say classic bikes, which is a motorcycle. If I remember correctly, is it Eric from the Henchman? I think Victor from the Rhythm Shakers. And
dude from the Henchman was there, so maybe.
Yeah.
It's probably Eric. He's a great guitar player. I know Vic was a great bass player. Drummer, I don't remember. I want to just automatically say Ben 9K because he's in so many goddamn bands.
He's in everything,
He's
right?
in fucking every band.
Shout out to Ben. That guy's in everything.
It's either Ben or Roman Dangerfield. Yeah, I saw his coverage for Viva. He was playing, he played like 3 shows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy's in everything, and it's all amazing.
He's like the Psychobilly Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and Vic on the bass too, man. He's playing in a few different projects, and always just everything's phenomenal that he touches.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we've been going for a few minutes. I want to go ahead and start from my left side. Introduce yourself. Actually, no. Let's introduce yourself all together. Yeah, the band, and then going from left to right. Your name and what you play.
All right, well, we're the Henhouse Stranglers from San Antonio, Texas.
You got it.
I am Tristan, and I play guitar.
I'm Lane. I am the guy that gets to yell into the microphone and tell all of y'all wonderful people who we are every night. So, vocals.
Skully, play drums. Lane came to me about a year ago, said, "Hey, you want to pick something up and put it together?" I was like, "Yeah, that's good," but it's been a while, so I'm only playing on 3-piece kit, so. I call myself a minimalist, but it's just because I can't play more than 3 pieces at one time.
Yeah, we're gonna work up to 4 at some point. And then Sam's not here with us because she gets to spend her time getting ready, and we don't rush her on that perfection. So, but she is my wife and our upright bass player.
Yeah, I said too. It's good to let her take her time. That way, she stays in a good mood. I was taking a picture while we recorded. The test pilot just photobombed us. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, I was gonna say when it came up and we were setting up, it was cool to see them because it's almost like seeing they're so tall.
Oh, I know.
The 2 of them are really tall.
I mean, I'm 5'3", so everyone's taller than me.
And not only are they tall, but it's great. You look at album covers. You see the bands all the time on the screens, the pictures. It's like seeing them in person. It's like, wow, they look great.
Yeah, right.
They look great.
We instantly recognize them from across the street. It's like, oh, they were just walking up right now.
Yeah, the hair's clean, the skin's good. I'm like, they look fucking cool. You know, and I look at myself. I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta step it up. Those guys are, man.
And they're one of my bucket list bands. So when they call and say, "Hey, you guys want to play with them?" It's like, wow, even better. I get to play and then turn around and watch them play. It's gonna be a good night.
Dude, that's gonna be fucking awesome too. And the place we're playing at, I mentioned a couple of times. I've been wanting to come to for a while. The Hideaway. I always heard it's underground. There's trees. So I went down looking for you guys. Like, holy shit, it's underground. There's a bunch of fucking trees in here.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny, all the little tiki spots that we've been going to lately, the whole thing is like they're hidden. You got to look for it and find it. And that spot that we went to, not yesterday or the day before, there was no signs for any of it anywhere. You had to know where to open a little door, and there's a little intercom.
Oh, was this Clifton's?
Lucky Tiki.
Oh, Lucky Tiki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
place.
yeah,
Good
the hot
spot.
dog. The hot dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the aesthetics of all of that, and you walk in and it's like, man, the inside does not look anything like what the outside looks like.
Yeah, no, that's the thing about those places too, is they create what's it called, escapism, a mood, it's presentation. I love it.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm not a drinker, but I fucking did go in there, because I've been to a lot of dive bars. I play a lot of dive bars. You can live in Texas.
Yeah.
There's some real shitholes, there's some nice ones, but nothing compares to that dark vibe in there. The drinks on fire. You get the good DJ going. I want vinyl. I want vinyl at those places. Anywhere else, I don't mind. But there, I want vinyl.
Yeah. What was your favorite dive bar that we played in the old days?
Dive
Tristan,
bar?
tell us.
Probably for trashiest and Probably Jiggers.
Jiggers. Yeah.
That sounds trashy.
It was.
Yeah, just don't. Oh my god, I almost got offended for a second. My way, he said trigger. What?
Jiggers.
Jiggers.
With a J.
Jiggers.
That's
Okay.
Now
the
he's
name
trying
of a shot glass. That's
Okay, because
the-
I was looking left and right, like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, that was the name of
Out
the
on the
joint that
street.
we used to play. Yeah.
I walked in there one time and I walked in the bathroom and you know in The Shining when the blood's coming out of the elevator. I walked in the bathroom and it was nothing but vomit covering the walls, the floor, the urinal, the toilet. It's like someone exploded vomit out of them. I still went in there and took a piss, but it was pretty
and
rowdy.
what's funny is the streets that it was on, the cross streets was Babcock and Callahan. So we used to always just say it was Big Cock and Calloused Hands.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it was one of the most terrible places we've ever
All right,
played.
so
and
Jiggers, and what part of Texas is this?
that was in San Antonio. It closed. Now it's one of those sex shops.
Wait, like we mean like where they sell toys and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like lingerie you'll never wear. And
Yeah,
you know.
edible panties and stuff.
Yeah.
I always wonder what's the market like for that, because I know, I grew up in the '90s. There were sex shops, but were mainly they would sell pornography. DVDs,
Right, yeah.
tapes. To like $50 each. I remember when I turned 18, first thing I did was buy a pack of cigarettes. I bought pornography. I didn't realize it was gonna be so goddamn expensive. It might have been like the only one or. Yeah, I didn't buy it again for years. I had to wait till I was employed because,
That's
oh my
why.
god.
That's why they all traded it in high school. Like, hey, I got this
yeah.
tape. You want that tape? Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause-
Nobody wants to buy that.
No,
Definitely.
yeah. And then, like I said, there was an internet, but I didn't have. It was like early 2000s. You had that, the dial-up, the meme.
Oh yeah, everybody in the house knows you're on it.
Hey,
Yeah.
So when you're trading tapes and your buddy gives you one, you pop it in, you see exactly where he finished off. Is that
Yeah.
what's going on?
Probably
Yeah.
so.
Because it's VHS, so it's not going to rewind to the
Yeah.
beginning, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, nobody's comment.
so you share a lot more than just tapes.
yeah.
Oh no, you know what he's into.
Yeah.
Or she, I've
Right.
gotten smut from girls before.
I used to trade a tape with what was his name? Jason on Pemberton.
Jason, shout out to Jason. That was
Yeah.
our old producer for the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jason with
He gave me something, man.
yeah.
That thing was
With the solid porn collection.
solid porn.
dude.
I had a friend who worked at 2020, so I after a while I had a lot of it. He would just take it and just drop it off. I had another friend who worked at a shop too, so it was flowing through my room. It was good. Yeah. You always-
Steady rotation of new porn.
yeah, but you always had the ones that you didn't want to loan out because like, oh man, because it's always a flip if you're gonna get it back. These are DVDs, so stuff happens to it. This is after VHS, and there was times where I'm like, fuck, I never got it back.
Yeah, did that. My coworker, he wanted. My friend had lent me something, and he was like, "Hey, can I borrow that?" I was like, "Sure." And then I think it was like supposed to be like make believe 50 Cent ghetto hood girls and rappers, and I don't know what it was, but so just take it, bro.
So off the porn thing, I want to go back to, you mentioned that you said when you had a podcast with your wife, whose name I wrote down, but I'm not looking at my phone right now. So go ahead and give me that story.
Sama. Yeah. Her and I got together and it was one of those moments where it's instantly fall in love because they're into all the same things you are. And going to car shows was our thing. And I used to run a podcast before then, and I had cut it off for a while. And she actually had the idea for the two of us to get onto a podcast and interview people that that we thought were interesting. And we probably did about 50 interviews or so, in a span of a few months.
Yeah, you
we were
overloaded.
just scheduling one right after the other. And we got picked up by Rod and Style, and
I don't know who that is, but I'm nodding my head.
our buddy, he runs several media companies. Rod and Style, Cheater Slick Culture, Model T Obsession. They're all car culture related things. Instagram pages, merchandise stores, things like that.
Okay.
But we got picked up by them. We're gonna get some noise here in a minute.
Oh wow! Yeah, like I said, for those listening, we're active around the live on. Well, not live. Well, we're not. Yeah, we're live right now on the streets of the Riverside. We got bikes and prom
But,
night. We're not going to prom, but it's prom night.
It's prom night.
Oh man, what's that? Got a whole parade coming.
Yeah. So I want
Holy moly.
to. I want to go back into this car club and podcast culture stuff because I'm very curious. And Tristan, I think he wanted to bring a porno gal. I'll see. I'll go back to him right now. But first, I want to actually play a track from you guys since we are with the Henhouse Stranglers. It's Psychobilly band. We've been talking. We're going to talk about music eventually. I promise, everyone. I promise. But we'll start by this. Let's play a track from you guys. What do you want to hear?
You know what? Lost has been our go-to song for a lot of things lately, so that's probably one folks want to hear right now.
All right, here's Lost.
The cabin isn't too far, no gas left in the car. The day turns into night, it's time to run, it's time to hide. Clothes are starting to fly, time to murder, time to die. Did you hear that tree branch snap? Oh shit, that was your neck. Down in the woods, is he a ghost? The ox in his hand, a myth I suppose. But is it your time? Is he there? The blood and the moon and the wind in your hair, you're lost. Darkness falls over the woods. You're running fast, this can't be good. The swing of the axe, you tripped and you fell. The ground opened up and it pulled you to hell. The man in the woods, or is he a ghost? The axe in his hand, a myth I suppose. But is it your time? Is he there? The blood and the moon and the wind in your hair, you're lost. The man in the woods, or is he a ghost? The ox in his hand, a myth I suppose. But is it your time? Is he there? The blood in the moon and the wind in your hair, you're lost.
Tell me about Lost. Tell me about the writing, the guitar playing, the bass. I want to know everything about Lost. I want to be a Lost expert.
Well, I guess the music came from Tristan mostly. I have to say that for most of our recorded stuff. Everything Tristan, I'll put a riff together, but Tristan just kills it on the guitar and then teaches the rest of the band how to play it.
Yeah, Matt comes up with like the bones of the song. You know, he'll kind of play a riff, and then I'll grab that riff and kind of mess around with it. And that song came pretty quick, I think. Maybe 2 practices, and it was good to go.
He's the James Hetfield of the Psychobilly
Yeah,
world.
he is the James Hetfield of Psychobilly
James
world.
Hetfield. Hope I don't catch on fire today, but
That's the second.
Sacrilegious.
That's the second time you mentioned that name. You mentioned it earlier, right, when you were talking about a book?
So for those of y'all out there, Tristan, our guitar player, I've known since probably about '99, has always been just this giant Metallica fan.
yeah.
And like Tristan will quit a job just to say that he went to a Metallica concert.
I got fired. I was working for a U.S. bank, and I got fired. I was doing mortgage banking, and I got fired because I won tickets to their 40th anniversary show in San Francisco. So they wouldn't let me go, and I was like, "Fuck you guys."
Fuck your loan. I got places to
right.
be.
I got
I got shit to do.
Yeah, but soon after that, you were broke. You had to take out a loan.
Yeah,
Exactly.
to go back hat in hand.
I like that term, hat in hand. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Because
Yeah.
I got a perfect visual, and he's wearing a hat.
Yeah, he's wearing the hat right now.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Tristan, he rips up some music for us really quickly, you know. And what's funny is I actually threw some different lyrics to that song. It was going to be a completely different song title and everything. And the words that I had come up with just really didn't fit the riffs. And Sama was talking to me, you know, one evening and was like, you need a song that's, you know, like a cabin in the woods, you know, a slasher flick, an 80s flick, or, you know, something along those lines to go with those riffs. And, I mean, it clicked almost immediately. In like 10 minutes, I had new lyrics. And we were like, let's see what this sounds like. And we were already jamming it at the next practice.
Yeah. That's cool. So I'm looking at your tattoos. I'm looking at his style. I'm looking at all of your style. You're very interesting. Your subculture, but it seems like everyone's into a little bit of something a little bit different. I look at Skully here, which I like your name, not because I'm thinking of a skull. I'm thinking about the X-Files. Skully was freaking hot. And you got the little. I don't know what's going on
What are you
with your
saying?
shirt.
I'm not hot?
No, he's hot.
God, bad.
Hottest guy in the band.
I'm joking. Yeah, and then we have what's it called? Elaine here. I lost her name for a second. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Tristan confuses everybody all the time
and
because he calls me by my first name a lot.
Is it Matt?
Matt, yeah.
Okay, I know that because
that's
of
your
Steven.
fucking name. What do you want to say?
Okay.
So I have so many in the circle, I never go by it anymore.
Yeah.
So.
No, because I remember I had Steven on the show. You mentioned Matt Lane, Rat Lane, or
Rat Lane. Yeah, I
Lane.
used to go by Rat Lane back in the Blood Moon Howlers days.
Nosferatu.
No, I never went by that.
Look at this guy.
Fucking asshole.
Man. Fucking kids are cruel.
Yeah.
Italian piece of shit.
Yeah, people called me that, but I never went by it.
Fuck. Oh my god. I just broke up the band.
Oh no. Tristan and I go back and forth. The whole 22-hour road trip the last time we came to California, I did nothing but make fun of Tristan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to quit the band then, but he didn't.
Oh my gosh.
So.
big asshole.
And then Tristan here, I see he's a metal fan. I see the Slayer pins. I see you mentioned Metallica. He's got the hair. You know, I like it. So, how does your style coming from metal, psychobilly, Skully? What were you originally into before you found your way into this style of music?
Punk. It was like Misfits, Circle Jerks, stuff like that, and then it got into like No Effects and Big Wig, a lot of new school punk in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, skater kid growing up in Southern California, getting into that type of stuff, and got into more hardcore and psychobilly later on.
Oh, hardcore! Yeah, I can see that with the shaved head.
Well, all my hair fell out, so I had to do
Yeah.
something. I grew a rad comb over, but the wife wasn't digging on it.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
You know,
yeah.
Skully was in the Tony Hawk soundtrack. His
Oh,
previous
really?
band. He's
We
a
don't
rock
talk
star
about
over
those
here.
days.
Well, I love Tony Hawk. Which one? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know. I don't think I ever played it. I was in a band called the God Awfuls back in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool, man.
yeah.
That's cool. Early 2000s, and that's like I said. Lay mentioned 20 years. So I'm pretty sure that's when he got into psychobilly going on to him. But for your drum style, since you like punk, it's probably the 1-2-1-2, the aggressive, like stripped down. How would you describe your punk your drumming?
I like to say I'm a minimalist, but I'm just really not that good.
Oh, okay.
It's a humbling experience, knowing I'm going to be the worst drummer on every show we go play. So I just stick
psychobilly.
to the boom hit, you know.
Yeah. Well, psychobilly, a lot of them are 3-piece. If you get lucky, someone will be standing tonight. There'll be a stand-up drummer. You won't have too much.
You know, I was going to do that, but I'm so short, no one can see me on the other side of the bass anyway. So it's like I might as well sit down and just get comfortable.
All right. Okay.
Hey, even as the singer for this band, I don't like to stand the whole time, so I can't see anybody drumming and doing that.
Oh man. You're like those comedians who sit on a stool. You're like a singer
no,
who sits on a
I
stool.
don't do that. I just say I don't like to do that.
I got you.
I still give the crowd their entertainment, and I still, I can make it for 30 minutes at a time, I think.
Let's talk about your vocals, though. I got to hear about his drumming. He's a minimalist. I got to hear about Tristan's guitar playing, which I'm going to go back to. I want to hear more about it. I want to hear about your vocals. What are you going for? Who inspired you? You mentioned in 2000, so I'm thinking that was the era of like Very Dementia Go was really big. The
Very
aggressive,
much so. Yeah.
The aggressive sound, the Oskatelepticos.
Oh, yeah. So that's a funny story too. Getting Tristan to agree to play psychobilly was I had to con him into it by showing him bands that were similar to his styles. So Ols was actually one of the bands that I showed him. I was like, hey, we could do music like this, and that was like, okay, that's kind of metal-ish, you know. So like
we never did, but
we never ever wrote a song anywhere close to that. But
a stand-up drummer too.
All right.
But my vocals really, Sparky is a big inspiration for like how I sing, and my stage presence. Like I really pull a lot of inspiration from the Cramps and Lux Interior. I love Tom Waits, and like I just love the fact that like how he is a kind of a comedian in some of the things that he does as well, as far as like his interactions with with the audience and stuff. So I pull my inspirations from a lot of different areas when it comes to that, but as far as like the physical sound of my vocals, mostly is going to be very Demented Argo styling.
Yeah, very 2000s. Well, they've been around since the 80s, but I'm saying for that particular style was fucking huge in the 2000s.
Yes, yeah, I think Blood Moon Howlers was our first original band, Tristan and I,
And Texas had a great scene back then too. I remember.
We had a booming scene back then. You mentioned Steven. Steven's been a good friend of ours for a long time since the Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories.
We played a lot of shows with the Ghost Stories.
Was it a Concrete Zombie that was out there?
Concrete Zombie. They were out of Austin, Texas. Yeah. We played a bunch of shows with them as well. Six City Daggers was very close friends of ours. We actually shared a bass player for a little while.
Yeah. What was the other one? Pickle Punks.
Pickle Punks was Spike. Yeah, when Spike moved to Texas and he started Pickle Punks, we played a few shows with them. We actually got kicked out of a bar in San Angelo because of Spike.
Was it that horse one?
Yeah. Dead Horse.
The Dead Horse.
Yeah, shout out to the people that I spit at that show.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that place. Yeah, I had a good night. Very nice people. Well, at least that night. I don't know. I didn't get spit on.
Yeah, so. No, I probably shouldn't have.
That's cool. So you're a part of that scene. So it seems like I don't know if it's coming back, but as of late, it's that those bands, that style. I guess on my show, maybe since people I interact with, has been kind of I guess a subject of conversation.
Yeah, I think that era, especially for Texas. I think a few of the folks that were very involved with that, that whole scene, they are coming back in different ways. Yeah. And I know Steven's got a new deal with Spike that they're doing, Flying Crazy.
Yeah.
We just played a show with the Phantom Rockers.
Oh, I saw that they were playing again.
And the Phantom Rockers was actually Blood Moon Howler's first show back then. So now they're coming back and playing shows again, and Mark Burke wants to cruise around again and tour a little bit, and maybe even go overseas, and has been talking with us about wanting to do that with him. So we'll see what happens with that. I think it'd be great.
Yeah. Wow. That's so cool, man. I'm like, that's really cool. So I want to stand here a little bit longer. They're not from Texas, but we mentioned bands from the 2000s. Tonight, Mad Marge and the Stonecutters are back. Or not, they're actually just called Mad Marge now.
I think it's Yeah,
so that's an example of a band from the 2000s that's kind of coming back again,
I believe that we played with the Stonecutters in San Antonio. I want to say it was around probably one of our first shows. I think it was at Sam's Burger Joint.
Yeah.
I want to say that they were on that bill.
What up, Animal?
Hey, it's our buddy.
How you doing, Animal?
Want to interrupt the interview?
No problem. Have a seat.
How you doing, bud?
How's it going, man?
Jump in.
What's up, man?
So right now we have Animal. If you guys remember from the Syndicates episode, hold on. You want to say hi real quick? Oh yeah, you can share with Skully.
Just, what's up, guys?
Hold on 1 second. I'm getting a noise. That always happens with you. Okay, I'm joking.
It's always me, man.
No, cool. Okay, so we're talking about earlier when we first got to this venue. I've never been here before. I got lost. Like the parking here is fucking weird.
Oh,
shit's closed off. Prom night. Fucking car shows.
Oh, dude, no, yeah, we play here all the fucking time, dude, and it always sucks ass parking. That's why I'm here now. We don't go until I think 9 or 10, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that, right after you guys. Right. So it sucks. I'm always here. I gotta be here early, dude.
Yeah. No, yeah. I thought I was here early.
Yeah. No, actually, this isn't too bad. This is actually really good because you came from where? From
San Fernando Valley.
That's right.
So it's about an hour and 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know it was gonna be that long. I thought it was gonna be like an hour because it said hour. But I guess I read the map wrong.
You can't trust those things, man.
The map was wrong.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I came from Victorville right now.
Yeah, I know you live far. I mean, stupid far, as we always say with you guys.
Always, man. Yeah, we just played in Hollywood last night. It took me like 2 hours to get there and then 2 hours to get back, man. Even without traffic.
So while you're here, we're talking about just subculture and everything too. Tattoos. Did anybody here do any tattooing, any art outside of music while he's here?
No,
I don't.
You know, funny you bring that up. I actually brought my equipment with me, so.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
X's on everybody's forehead.
Let's do it.
Fucking Charles Manson style.
Yeah. So, okay, we're going to go back to Tristan, but while we have Animal here, so you're bringing us something interesting earlier what we're setting up about, because you had a car culture podcast. What's wrong with me? See, you're making me nervous, Animal.
I'm sorry, man. I do that.
Okay, so one thing you touched on, too, which I added to, too, was how when it comes to car culture, how just you have multiple things aside just from the car itself. You mentioned engine, paint, what else?
Oh, yeah. Whenever you're trying to do a culture podcast, you can make the word culture fit into anything. So, I'm into custom culture. That could mean I'm a pinstriper. That could mean I'm a sign painter, a tattoo artist, a musician. I write for a magazine.
Yeah.
Or, there's so many, we did so many kinds of interviews that weren't just car,
pinup
just
culture
a guy,
too.
yeah,
Goes hand
pinup,
in hand with that too
absolutely
as well.
Sama was a contest-winning pinup for several of the shows that we went to. So she was always getting interviews with like other pinup models and contestants.
I'm sold. I'm gonna start doing pinup shows. I know car club. I'm joking.
Culture, man.
Yeah.
All you got to do is change the word to culture, and it can fit to any genre, anything you want it to.
And is your podcast still available to listen to? I know you don't do it anymore, but could we find it if I want to go back? 50
I believe
episodes.
you can still go on to Rod and Style Radio on any of the podcast channels, and I believe the episodes are still available on there.
Yeah. Any chance of it coming back? Since maybe
since we started the band, that's been the whole focus. So like Sama is just focused on her upright bass, and and then of course life gets in the way of everything as well.
I understand that completely.
So like everything we do, like everything we plan for, traveling wise, events, it all kind of revolves around the band right now.
I'm glad you mentioned that you guys started the band after you guys got together, right?
Yes, yeah.
Because I was thinking that'd be a weird, you look at an article, I'm looking for bass player, preferably female, someone who's willing to marry me.
That would be a very weird article or a little advertisement to put in the back of like one of those sex store magazines.
Or on the remember, I don't know, did people still go to practice rooms of studios and then
they pull the
little tab.
papers,
the little
paper
tab and the flyers. Yeah, they always have
girlfriend bass player looking for it.
Yeah, no, not girlfriend, wife
material.
You're old-fashioned,
all
dude.
day.
You're from Texas. You're a gentleman.
Wife material all day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, and she got in the band because we had a bass player that wouldn't show up to practice. And when
that's how it usually goes, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I gotta apologize.
We scheduled a gig. We scheduled a gig, and we didn't have all these songs down. So we scheduled this gig, and it's like basically you got 6 weeks until you got to be on stage, and we didn't even for sure have a bass player. And she just said, "Well, I guess I'm doing it."
Yeah.
Nice.
And if we wait just a few minutes here, that gorgeous woman in a green dress there that's fiddling with her shoes.
Yeah.
There she goes. Signature look right there, barefoot.
Look at all her girlfriends carrying all her shit. That's right.
Oh no! You said barefooted, so that's gonna get my listens up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Take some pictures.
Oh yeah, take pictures now and take pictures now and at the show tonight. Your listener count and your viewer count is going to skyrocket.
Absolutely. All right, so
hotness everywhere.
All right, Animal. We'll talk soon. All right.
Yes, sir. Hey, it was a pleasure. I'll see you guys on stage, man.
We'll see you tonight.
Yeah, man.
You guys are gonna kill it, of course.
Shoes.
Here you go. That's all you.
All right, thank you.
6 shirts, by the way.
All right, so while she's setting up right now,
She's just
Come here, grab this with your feet.
we're gonna have a seat. Yeah. Hold on, let me get my camera out. Someone.
Sama has arrived. She made it.
All right, Sama. So go ahead and introduce yourself and what you play in the band.
I am Sama, and I play the upright bass.
All right, welcome. I'm glad you're here. You're a little late, but as I say, fashionably late. Wait, fashionably late.
I have to be fashionably late.
Yeah.
We were actually told her like you don't have to talk on the microphone, but then when you see her walking up, going, that's the hotness walking up the street right there. You gotta at least say hi.
No, I was gonna say too is that he was just actually telling us about how you guys met, how the podcast, how you joined the band. Do you want to you kind of want to what's it called? Finish his story? Because we got distracted by.
What did you end? What did you end?
Oh, that we had a bass player that wasn't showing up to practice, and that you just said, "I'm gonna do it."
Yeah, I had a bass. We had practice at the house, and I was like, he isn't showing up, so I guess I have to learn how to play bass. So I literally got my bass that I've had for like 6 years, never played it, never messed with it, and I was like, screw it. And I asked Tristan to show me some shit, and that was it. So I learned bass in 4 weeks. I learned 8 songs in 4 weeks, and then I played my first show, and I've been playing ever since.
And how long ago was that? Years, months?
8 months ago. We've been a band for how long?
Yeah, we've been since our first show was July.
Yeah.
July of 24. So yeah, we've not even hit
So
a
10
1 year
months.
mark yet.
Yeah, 10 months. 10 months of playing bass.
It's pretty impressive because I started seeing your name pop up pretty frequently. But I would imagine, though, since you had connections in the scene before, that kind of helped you restart this band to get your foot in the door. You already knew people.
We did know several people, but there's not a huge scene anymore in Texas. So we're kind of like, kickstarting it again, right? And we did have some friends from the old days that are now like show promoters. So we were able to like tell them, hey, we're a band. Can you put us on some things? And some old musicians that we used to run around with that are still playing in bands. They were like, hey, we're playing this show. Do y'all want to open up? So we were like, yeah, we don't. There's no egos here. So we'll jump on a show and open it up, play early or whatever. We actually like doing that because then we can, be done and party the rest of the night while everybody else is still having to set up and play.
Yeah. And so,
and then, getting out here was 100% Skully. Skully got us out here the first time and like people just dug it.
That's cool. So I want to play another track from you guys, if that's okay. While we're doing, and then when we come back, I gotta get to Tristan. I gotta hear about this guitar. I gotta hear about this heavy sound. I want to hear about the headbanging. I want to hear about all of it.
All right, Sam. This is gonna be you get to pick the track that they play next. We already played Lost, so.
You've been warned.
You've been warned.
The monsters inside have broken their chains. The shell of humanity is all that remains. The dead and the beaten to take a different path. The carnage, the savage of the aftermath. Are any of these people listening to me? The thing inside all of us is screaming to be free. Are any of these people listening to me? Taking out the warning, strict insanity. You've been warned. You've been warned. This high society has no fucking clue. Pictures of the crime scene, it's too late for you. Files upon files of the status quo. Pictures upon pictures of watching the blood flow. Many of these people listening to me. Think inside all of us is screaming to be free. Are any of these people listening to me? Taking out the warning, strict insanity. You've been warned. You've been warned.
All right. So tell me about You've Been Warned, starting with Tristan.
That's one of the last songs we wrote. We just recorded it on a EP we released 2 months ago or so.
Yeah.
It's a cool song. It's pretty punky. It's one of our faster ones. I had to improv the solo in the studio, so I'm still trying to remember how to play that. But
Still trying to improv that solo.
yeah, I'm still improving it every night. But it's a really cool song. It's got a lot of gang vocals on it, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
And tell me about the bass playing on that one.
That one's a little bit more challenging. I've figured out as, I've been playing more, the guys have been giving me a lot more, like, fun things to play, like a walking bass line and stuff like that. I've been learning my slaps better, so I've been enjoying our newer songs a lot more. They're definitely a lot more fun.
Because I'm thinking, so you mentioned you guys haven't hit a year yet, so you haven't been playing bass for a year yet.
No, not at all.
Let me see your fingers.
They're messed up.
That's good.
Yeah, like my fingers are still calloused. Like they get really bad. I love running joke in the band every time we play a show is how many songs can I get in without busting my hand open.
Yeah. It goes well. It gets better, but not all. You have your good nights and bad nights.
Yes.
Wait till you go on a constant tour though. We have to play a few nights a week.
God.
Like for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Horn blows. How about the driver?
No, I think when we came out last time, we played 2 shows in a row, and then we flew back back home and we played 2 more shows in a row.
Oh, yeah, we go.
And my hands were like hamburger meat. They just were
Yeah.
in so much pain. I was like, I'm not doing this.
Monkey paw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually the fingers got better for me, but what I started getting was arm pain, like arm and
Yes.
wrist. Like I started getting like I just extended my elbow out and went, ah! It's
Yes.
still a sharp pain. So.
No, like that's exactly it. Like all my traps and everything. I'm like, oh, this is sore. I feel like I've
Yeah.
been throwing baseballs for like
Yeah.
a whole 2-3 hours a day.
Yeah, because
Psychobilly injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Eventually, you'll start. I mean, do you have a preference in your strings and your setup to make things a little easier for
So
you?
yeah, so I originally started with nylons, and then I recently traded in to go to rotos, and I prefer them just because the tone is a lot better for me. I probably at some point should go back to nylons because they don't cut my hands as bad. But I'm like, no, I will bleed for this. I will bleed for this because it sounds so good. But yeah, I've just kind of been messing around. I've done Superior Basswork strings. I've done the rotos. I've done silver slaps, and out of all of them, the rotos are still my favorite.
That's part of it. Yeah, finding your sound, finding what works for you, finding your pickup.
Yeah.
Then you gotta get worry about your bass settings and stuff
Yep.
too. We had this whole conversation on that 4 Strings podcast I did with all the bass players.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what have you on one of these days?
Yeah,
When we do it
absolutely.
again, because I would say we could go deep into that, but we still have a little bit more to cover. Because
Yeah.
I want to get into your trip over here. I haven't even used my notes yet. I've been just talking to you guys. I actually made notes just in case, but we're kind
Now
of
it's time to get
flowing.
started.
Yeah, let's
Right?
get started.
Now
Yeah,
we're gonna start all
let's
over
start
again.
the podcast now. No, you missed it earlier. We're doing. Hey, how you doing? We're doing some.
What's up?
Okay, Styles. We mentioned influence. Oh, okay. So tell me about your first show. So you said 6 months, right? You had 6 months to prepare for this show. Who was on the lineup, and how did the show go? Most importantly, did you your first time on stage for this young lady, and then yourselves getting back into it?
Oh, getting back on the stage is like, every time we book a show, like I gotta get back to it. Like it's one of those things I gotta prep myself before each set. Like I don't know how it is like for a lot of people that are gigging like 3 or 4 times a week all the time, but like we don't play that often. So every time like we play, I gotta get loose. I gotta say, okay, we're gonna have fun tonight, and and then coming back to the band after so many years away from the scene, away from music, doing just life.
Yeah.
Coming back to music again, like it really it was a simple transition of just being having fun with it and changing the mindset of it's this is not going to be make or break for any of us. This is purely out of we want to do it, we are having fun doing it.
Yeah,
And
it's most important to have fun.
yeah, so like everything kind of like landed in our laps really, like because we were having fun.
Yeah.
Like,
How did you what's it called, Skully? So were you playing regularly before you got into this project? Because I know you guys, you're in California, they're in Texas.
Right. Actually living and working out in Austin area, and that's how I got linked up with these guys. I answered that little pull tab off the paper when he was looking for a wife, and I was like, well, we'll give this a shot. But
Yeah, we heard how you met. You pulled the tab off. It said looking for bass player and wife, and then you
Done.
you did the call. Yeah.
But I went a lot of years without playing, and getting back on stage that first show was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay,
You
can't
caught
wait to
the
do
bug.
this again. Yeah, and it's we all have 9 to 5, so it's like this is purely for fun, and whatever comes out of it's going to be a bonus for us. And so far it's been a lot of bonuses. It's been a good time.
And Tristan, were you playing regularly before you joined this project?
Yeah, I've been keeping busy with some bands, so I haven't really stopped doing that. But when Matt hit me up, I hadn't played Psychobilly in almost 20 years, so it's like, yeah, let's give it a go. And yeah, we started writing music like we used to, and it's been real cool. It's been fun to play. It's not a lot of time with metal riffs. It's like a exercise and shit. And so this is just more fun, and it's a good time.
yeah, tell them how long these songs are that you're writing in the studio.
Yeah, so I have a side project now called Coffined, and it's gonna be like black thrash metal. But yeah, they always make fun of me because the songs are like 13 minutes long.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah. Oh my God, that's really long.
yeah, so
I just imagine the intro for that. When they play, I've heard those songs, those metal songs, but they play like a whole scene from a movie, and like while the song's playing in the beginning. It's like, when the fuck is the music gonna start? I'm waiting for the drums. You hear the guitar with someone someone with a really dark voice, like was it Christopher Lee or something? You know?
That's why you don't remember your solos with ours, because yours is too busy.
I know, I'm
you
too
got
busy
too many.
thinking about the other shit.
Yeah, I know. Get your head in the game. So you mentioned the studio, and what's it called? You're in California. Are you guys all in the same city in Texas? How are you using technology? Because you know how now we have multiple technology for bands. Like when in the 2000s, we didn't have we did Zoom or what's it called or all this what's it called. We had computers, but as far as transferring files and stuff, I've had bands on. They recorded an album, but they're all in different countries. I had De La Rocca on. He had musicians everywhere.
Yeah.
In a sense, are you guys doing something similar? How basically technology in this band? How do you do it?
Well, we're all relatively close to each other. So, I mean, obviously me and Sam live together, but Tristan's right down the street, and Skully actually has a job out, just outside of San Antonio. So, he's only coming in with, 20 minutes out of town. We practice once a week. We get together. We try to make it a point to get together once a week and either work on new stuff or work on how our set's going to be, or, we haven't really had to rely on a whole lot of technology lately. Oh, that's that same guy.
Yeah.
That's that same guy.
He wants to make an appearance.
Yeah. So we haven't had to rely on a whole lot of that. We had talked about in the beginning, if we needed to record some guitar riffs so everybody could hear it and start practicing it. But we've all just made time to just get together and actually, practice. And I think that's what's really brought us really close together on this whole project, is that we all can be in tune with each other because we're in the same room together.
Yeah, so we're at about 44 minutes right now. We'll go just a little bit longer because it's kind of cold out here.
Sure.
What's it called? I want to get two things. One is, you mentioned when you came back, playing with the Guana Bats was a lot of fun. Deadbolt, we mentioned some classics. Are there any other people you've opened up for that are on your bucket list? As Skully mentioned earlier, bucket list. Do you have anybody you've already recently opened up for? And who's next for you guys on your bucket list?
Oh, man, that's a good one. Honestly, we haven't played a lot of big shows lately. Really, Phantom Rockers just recently, and coming out here and playing with Deadbolt and Guana Bats, that was amazing. Shit. Who would be a bucket list right now?
The Brains. Renee is a good friend of mine that I've known for years, and I've already talked to him we're gonna figure it out. It's on the bucket list.
Okay, is he allowed back yet? It's been 5 years.
No, he's not.
It's been 5 years.
He's not allowed back yet. That's why he's playing all the shows over there.
Yeah, so we got to go overseas and play with him.
Did you hear when I had him when he got first kicked out? I had an episode with him. We had to take it down for whatever reason, but I remember. I'm like, wait, you got deported?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I just saw you.
There was still court proceedings. Got
him, huh?
Yeah, because he came to Texas quite a bit. He played. That was when he did the tour with the Delta Bombers. No, the Delta Bombers. Necromantics, yeah. And so he was playing for Kim, and then they played at Midland, San Antonio, Austin. And then he came back again, and then he's like, "Hey, I can't come back." I'm like, "What happened? You were just here."
Yeah, I met Renee. I don't remember that. She said that I met him.
You were plastered drunk. That's why you don't remember.
Yeah.
But definitely to play with them. Of course, to Men at Our Go. Just all the psychobilly favorites that we love.
Yeah, we had to get you overseas.
Yeah, that's definitely on the list for sure.
Yeah, the Griswolds. I'd like to play with the Griswolds.
That's a good one.
What about you, Skully? You got any bucket list bands?
Ooh, I mean, Mad Sin. One of the big ones. Sir Psycho.
Sir Psycho.
Yeah, so, get them back.
Yeah.
This is a request. It's officially going out right now. Sir Psycho is going to get together just so we can open for him.
We need that church lady from earlier who could see the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was trying to save Lane earlier. You missed it.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she was.
Did you show your eye?
No, I didn't. I haven't taken my glasses off yet. So.
Oh, okay, so you don't look crazy yet.
Oh, yeah. She gave me a pamphlet to read and everything.
yeah.
You know,
Wow.
so this is gonna become song lyrics. By the way.
absolutely.
God, take
Absolutely.
your place. All right, cool.
Tristan, any bucket list bands or anybody that you played with recently that you said, "Oh, a holy shit moment"?
I hope we open for King Diamond or something. Something good.
Oh my God.
We're shooting for the stars now.
Yeah. Start bringing up people who are dead. Say Motorhead.
Yeah.
Really go for
Motorhead.
it. Yeah, really go for it.
You know what though? Like, I was actually just had this conversation earlier today. If Poison Ivy comes out of hiding, I would love to do an open mic night with Poison Ivy. Just throwing that out there.
All right. So we're going to wrap it up in just about a minute. Do you guys have anything you want to promote outside of the band? That you, whether it be another project or say your podcast you're going to restart because of this?
We're going to restart the podcast.
No. No.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to the syndicates for they've been excellent in helping us get out here and allowing us to use equipment and allowing us to just play these shows. So I'd like to give a shout out to them.
Yeah, Luis from Lycan's Den, he's been real cool putting some stuff together for us and always helping promote our stuff out here.
Wait, Sam, are you going to use Moses' bass?
Yes.
Isn't it really big?
Yes. So that's the fun with me, borrowing basses is that I don't know how short I'm going to look next to it because everyone is a lot taller than me. And that's the worst part is that I don't play with shoes on. So everyone's like, oh, how's that going to work?
Yeah. Like you've mentioned, Lewis. Anything else?
I think I just want
good for
to,
me.
thank
Entertainment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Madhouse Entertainment, badass. I just think everybody everybody out in the California scene, they've all supported us. They're all coming out, hanging out. So it's just been nice to, especially for me, never being in a band and seeing like how nice everybody is. I'm like, oh, this is great. And they're like, it wasn't like this for us. I was like, oh well.
Tristan, where can we find your 13-minute long songs?
Well, that band's called Coffined. Nothing's released yet, but I got another metal band called Aggravator. And that's a bunch of albums there. You can check out Aggravator, Coffined, and just thanks to the people coming out tonight and people that have been supporting us.
His metal bands are the soundtrack for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
5 songs, 3 hours.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me make sure there's nothing I'm forgetting. All right, no, that's it. So I want to thank you guys again for coming on, making time for me. Follow me around. We got lost downstairs earlier. It looked like a scene out of Resident Evil. You go into the hideaways, the trees. Then we went back, not backstage, but into the side rooms where it says employees only. And,
Which way? The stage.
Yeah,
Rock and
roll. Oh, man. All right, this is Beer with Bear with the Henhouse Stranglers.
Cool, thanks, Bear.
Thanks,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.